Greetings and welcome. I'm Psychic Medium Roberto, and I truly hope you're doing well today. All right, quick trigger warning. We are dealing with a true crime event and maybe offend sensitive viewers. All cases are treated as alleged until proven in a court of law. So I'm doing a follow-up on Riley Strain. The case keeps pinging on me. So, of course, I've heard that his bank card was found, and that's one of the key reasons I'm doing the reading, because the day that the card is found will also tell us a story. So here's a new slide, and I will also be sharing the original slide because I want to show you guys something here. So the day the card is found is March 17, 2024, highlighted in green. And while pulling out these dates, there's the 28-10-1. Now, the 28-10-1 is, now we're getting reflections of what happened here. This is what's happening. And very interestingly, and I'm just going to step back 1 second, have a look here. So you'll note March the 17th highlighted in green. And I just want to draw something to your attention here. If we go to the original slide and we're highlighted in red, that's the time when he went missing on the March the 8th. Now, just coincidentally, March 17, where the card was found, matches that day, the 8th, from a numerology point of view. And the following day after the card was found, March the 18th, is reflected on the day after Riley went missing. Very interesting. I am going to come back to that, but I want you to keep that in mind when I go through. So there's confirmations of what I had said in the first and some new information. So I believe, there's the new footage as well of Riley walking past the policeman. Okay. So what I'm getting is, while Riley was walking and comes to a stop at some point, that's an image I received. He stopped somewhere and got ill. And I believe it would have been after the police that saw him on the body cam, right? So I believe I received an image of Riley stopping near, and I'm getting a sense of park type. Now, I'm not too familiar with the area. Oh, in fact, so let me not get sidetracked. He stops and he gets sick is what I'm seeing. That's the only image I have at that moment. There's another image, but that's coming later. The 28-10-1 tells me there's an exchange of words with a group of people, 10-1. In fact, that's what's missing with the group, and I'm going to put in 10-1, so you're going to see it as the time traveler version. So there's the group, 10-1. There's definitely a group in play here. And I'll add the 28 as well. 28 is exchange of words, but not very nice words, unfortunately. That usually ends up in an argument, not very good. So there's definitely a group of people that have come across Riley or spot Riley getting ill. So there's definitely a group at play here. Now, the next image I received is unfortunately confirmation of the kicking and beating. Only this time I'm getting a clearer picture. You'll recall I saw an overweightish, plumpish male getting in a vehicle, definitely getting in a vehicle. I see him in front of Riley, kicking Riley while Riley's on the ground. And I do see it as black male. So the following day, March the 18th, is confirmation of two things, unfortunately. There is a murder, 18-9. That 21-3 happens after the murder. So that for me is also confirmation that he was taken away. I don't believe they could risk letting police find him where they'd found him, right? I'm definitely getting a male getting in a car. There's definitely a group of people in that area that are familiar with that area that could not leave him where they had hurt him in fear of getting caught. And I believe confirming 21-3 after the fact tells me that he was taken away, he was moved. Okay? The 29-11-2 is reflective of an unlawful act, a murder. The March 19, and you will recall these days match the days that this actually took place. So that when we get to March the 19th, we see that 19-10-1, there's that evil group. Now, I'm just going to go back to the main slide, and you will note the outcome of the 8th, March 8 on the time grid, as a 19-10-1. Definitely a group of people. And I must just say, so I'm going to jump across, if you don't mind, to March the 16th, because there's that 19-10-1, and that was bothering me. So what I'm getting with that 16-7 on March the 16th and the 19-10-1, the impression I'm getting is whoever this group of people are doing this continually, or there's of a serial nature. Now, whether it includes murder or just pickpocketing or theft, they are doing this on the daily. And it's definitely they. So there might have been, based on what I'm seeing in March 16, there may have been a crime committed on that day or the day before involving a group of people as well. Now, when we get to March the 19th, there's that 19-10-1. Now, that 22-4 definitely confirms for me Earth and mechanics with the 8. Earth and mechanics is where we're going to find Riley. Is where they took Riley. Earth and mechanics environment. And I mentioned a wrecking yard. I saw one of the comments say, beg your pardon, I'm not familiar with all the similar terms, but like a wrecking yard, where the old vehicles are kept. But please don't just go out there and storm the building, please. Now, I'm just I hear someone asking, why would they choose, or what is the connection with that environment? So let me just look at that. So now what I'm going to do while I tap into that is I'm going to bring up this. Well, I'm going to bring up this first, which is a screenshot of a news report from News Nation. That's the ping timeline, if you like, where Riley was walking. And then I just brought it up on Google Maps here. And it's just to give me a sense of geography. And because, like I said, I believe he was taken across, like the other side of town. And I heard the word downtown. Now, what I did was, for argument's sake, there's where he walked that I did on Google Maps. We don't know if he actually got across the bridge or not, but I just put the park that I believe is in that area, right? So where he gets sick, there's definitely like a feeling of lawn, um, trees, vegetation. So definitely in a park environment. Did I do the map wrong? But in the general thing, okay? So there's definitely vegetation around where I'm seeing him stop to get ill with vegetation and trees around. Then what I did was I zoomed out. I would say in this general area where I've circled, excluding waterways, we are looking for earth and mechanics. Now, it's a 10-mile drive. Someone might have in that area, staying in that area, works in the area, or used to work in the area, but is obviously then familiar with the area, right? But I believe this was done to purposely throw the police off as to who was responsible for this heinous crime. And there is something that was it in this reading? So in that general areas where I feel he was taken. Now, of course, I've never been to Nashville. Now, what I also wanted to bring to your attention, right, so what else I want to bring to your attention is how these days mirror, and I'm going to the main timesheet here. So I'm definitely, if I read back, there's definitely a group of people that are involved. And I just think it's quite remarkable how the numbers match. Now, the reason, as soon as we find, it's even when we have a discovery day, like when we discover someone that's been missing, that discovery day will also reflect what's happened. And it's interesting, here is a good example how it has. But unfortunately, it's confirmed in the day that and I'm going back to the new slide, the day that the bank card is found, confirms the earth mechanics location where he'll be found. I wonder, I'm getting pointed to the 30. Now that 30 is feminine energy. I must just say, it's feminine energy. Perhaps the woman in the group works at a yard somewhere or something of that nature. I also get a sense of they picked on him because he was getting ill. They knew he was vulnerable, but they used that as an excuse to start the argument. And unfortunately, I did get that same beating sensation. In fact, the first reading, I felt it, and in the second one, I see it at night. 3, 4, 5, possibly 6 people around him. Possibly 6 people around him. Let me just go back to the main time chart. I want to just see something. Because I kept on mentioning there's a dominant female energy around. Yeah. Okay, let's leave it at that. So, but the March 19 confirms there's definitely a female connection in the group that may have started the argument or something of that nature, and possibly even has ties to where what yard they took him to. But someone in the group has connections to where the yard is the sense I'm getting. All right, so let me check the time. Probably a short reading, but that's the new information that I have. Please, I'm just saying, if you, any sleuths out there, please do not handle this on your own. Safety first, please. All right, let me know what your comments are, and I'll keep an eye on the news. If there's new information, then I'll certainly have a look at it. All right, stay safe, stay alert, and I'll see you in the next one.